Did you hear me scream? If you didn't, I did, because I started a new video. I started a video recording, and then something on my keyboard touched my keyboard and it stopped the video. And then what it does is I would have to somehow stitch them together, and I don't know how to do that. So it's Sandy the Sunroom Stitcher. How are all my beautiful friends out there? It is Monday, January 31st, 2022. It is 10:19 in the morning. It's gorgeous here. It's gorgeous. It's going to be near 60. And I want to sit outside in the sunroom and just soak up some of the warmth a little bit later, maybe around noonish or 1. I've got laundry in downstairs. I've got a ton of laundry to do. So I have new glasses. Yes, they're pink, and they're a bit of a cat eye. They're sort of like the very first glasses I had when I was 10 years old. I got glasses, so I'm having problems adjusting to these. It's difficult. I can't stitch with them and watch my streaming while I stitch, so it's created a bit of a problem, and so it's made it difficult. It's given me a few headaches and stuff like that. So I sort of switching between the pairs, the old pair and the new pair. I have not ordered my pink sunglasses yet, prescription lenses. Want to make sure that this prescription works for me before I spend $150 on them. So it's been a good 2 weeks. There's been some stress there, but we're not going to talk about that because we only talk about good and positive things here on my channel. Yes, the power of the positive vibes of the Lord. So anyways, I really am not prepared for this video, didn't write notes or anything, so you're going to get me sort of raw. Sandy Joe raw. But my mother had her surgery of her left eye, cataract surgery, and she's doing quite well, although she's had some burning, which I think is from the incision or whatever, but it is progressively getting better, and we have an appointment Wednesday for her follow-up. Then next week she has her right eye done. So she said she was feeling a bit foolish because she had made such a fuss about it, and it was not nearly as bad as she thought it was. But you know what? It is scary, especially if you are someone, and everybody uses their eyes, but someone like myself or my mother, who we do crafting and stuff like that. If we were to lose our eyesight, and my best friend's daughter is blind, and she's an amazing young woman. She has her own business. Hi Kathleen, if you're watching, I love you. And I cannot even fathom that world. But boy, Kathleen does not stop that. I mean, she does not let it stop her. So anyways, I have stitched. I got a birthday package from my best friend, Leslie. Hello, Leslie. I love you. And I want to show you a few things in there. I've done some organizational things on some floss. I'll share that with you. And I have a start, so actually I have 2 projects going. So let's start with my first project, and it is called, and this is Gloria. We all have seen Gloria. Look at how that sparkles. Isn't that not lovely? Now I finished the Gloria, Oh Gloria, and then below it will be Gloria again, and Gloria in, and I've actually started over here on the Gloria underneath, but I finished the I and the A, finished going down on this border here, and it is stunning, and I'm anxious to get back in it. I've been working on Mary's Sampler, which is a free stitch along, I think like 2015 or so, on Plum Street Sampler. And in this new face group that I'm in, it's called Cross Stitch for Followers of Christ, or Believers in Christ. And I've shared some freebies with them, but I suggested that I wanted to start this project and wondered if anybody would be interested in stitching along with me. There's probably about 7 people. But this is that, and I know that I linked to it last video, and I love the angels in that. And I've been fussing around with colors of floss in it. I've changed some colors of floss, but let me show you where I'm at. And I changed the color. I think I'm going to have two colors of pink or red. The pomegranates that are in the border around the edge, I want to be a little bit darker. The flower, the Quaker flower up here, guess it's Quaker, I wanted it a little lighter. I didn't have enough of the called for green in the for the border and the greenery in this, so I chose a hold on just a second. Dried Herbs by the Dias Cast, which is no longer Brenda Hipkins. I was in a group called Chart Swappers. It was a Yahoo group, and that was many years ago. And I loved the heck out of that group and was very active in it. Actually, Sharon Crescent of Crescent Colors fame, she was in that group. Brenda was, and Brenda started a company called the Dias Cast, and she actually had hand-dyed threads and fabric, and I loved it. And of course, Sharon started her company, which is now oh heck, Classic Colorworks, I think it's called now. She sold her company, but yeah, 2 very lovely ladies. But I love Dias Cast, and I love Crescent Colors, don't get me wrong, but I wish Brenda was still selling hers. But anyways, it's Dried Herbs, and I've got the manger and the crucifix and 2 sheep and Star of Bethlehem, and I mean, I'm enjoying it, but I did have some of this stitched before I decided to change the color. So anyways, I am enjoying that, and I'm not sure, I may work on Gloria today, we'll see. On my stitching journal, I sat down this morning and I hadn't been filling things in like I should, like the days that I stitch on things, but I had been writing them in my daily journal, like stitched on Glows, stitched on Mary. And so I went and I updated that, and I actually added Mary's sampler page here too. Oh wait, here's Mary's sampler page is right here with all my substitutions and stuff. So that's the actual stitching that I've done. And you know, the way they're doing the this surgery on my mom's eyes, I don't even have to wait there at the hospital. They gave them my cell phone number, and I just dropped Mom off at the front door of the hospital, and they texted me when she got into the room, into her room, into a room, and was, you know, being prepared for her surgery. And then I got a phone call from the nurse because there was something I needed to know before her surgery. And then when she went to the recovery room, I got a text and said that a nurse would be calling me. A nurse called me, and then asked me how far away I was. I said, I'm maybe 15 minutes away. He says, oh, great. He said, we'll have her. Just go to where you dropped her off, and we'll bring her out to you. So I didn't have to go in the hospital. I actually came home. So how cool is that? And then I stayed with her until about 2:30. My husband came and picked me up from her house because we only have one car. And so anyway, yeah. So Leslie, lovely Leslie, a lovely girl. She sent me this, the Millennium Sampler. And she knows how proud I am of my lineage and how I connect with founding fathers, several founding fathers here of this country. And she's actually got another one. I don't know what it is called, but she's stitching that, and then she's going to use one of these squares, and she's going to put Orange and my name in it and our wedding date, which is really cool, and hers looks beautiful. So she had bought this sampler called Millennium 2000. It's got worldwide events on it. Like, for instance, Sir Isaac Newton and the law of gravity, the discovery of the New World, Robert the Bruce, Captain Cook explores Australia, the Abbey fountains, hot air balloons, the space shuttle, the Magna Carta, the rocket locomotive. Then it's got the Battle of Hastings, the Battle of Britain, Apollo 11, with the lunar module, William Shakespeare, evolution and Charles Darwin, the St. Paul's Cathedral. So it's really sort of cool. It's like world history. There's a now I don't stitch on Ada, but that Ada piece will go back to Leslie at some point. But it does have all the threads and stuff. And she bought this, which is Hannah Dale. And I was not ever going to buy another one of these kits at all. These multi-thread kits. The thread is rotten in them. And it's got the specialty Ada, you know, with the spots on it. And I'll just pick my own fabric and my own colors. And I have the pattern. And I'll send her back the Ada. But I was delighted with that. Isn't that cool? I love the pumpkins. Not fond of the mice, but I love the pumpkins. And I thought, well, you know what you could think of instead of thinking that they're mice? Think of them as Cinderella's coachman. So, there's that. Oh, and this. We were talking about the language of flowers. and what certain flowers meant. And she found this, it's an older, it's a green apple chart. Let's see if I can find a date on it. I'm not finding a date, but I would say that this is like late 80s, early 90s. But it's a banner, a bell pull, and it's apple blossoms is preference. Balm is sympathy. Cactus is warmth. Daffodils regard. Elm is dignity. Fern is sincerity. Gooseberry flowers anticipation. Holly is foresight. Isn't that interesting? And on. But we had talked about this when I was doing the willow sampler and what flowers meant. And oh no, it even goes back further than that, because I had bought a French designer and she had a lovely design of flowers, and I wanted to know what the flowers were and what they meant. So she remembered that. So that's another thoughtful gift. My Leslie's just a really thoughtful lady. And she sent me a couple of pins, and this one is absolutely stunning. It is a peacock. Isn't that gorgeous? I just think that that's stunning. It's costume jewelry, and it's like an emerald greenish blue stones. I thought that was pretty. And also, there were a lot of things in the package, but these were the things that caught my attention. Were these really cool? You could stitch something on them, and they were ornaments. The ornaments. And this one is like a rose gold, and this one is silver. I've never seen anything like this before. So these were birthday presents from my Leslie. And the other thing I wanted to share, I spent no money on stash. None. Zero. I was proud of myself. Now, I had Weeks Dyed Works, the Gentle Arts, and then the Crescent Colors. And as I was digging through, looking for greens for St. Mary's Sampler, I thought, ugh, I hate this when you sort your hand-dyed flosses by name rather than by color family. And I had already done this with the rest of my floss, but these three I had not. My Needle Necessities, my Dias Cast, my Old Willow, and the six strand sweets. And why I did that was because those, I know Needle Necessities is still being produced, but the other three are not. And so I sorted them according to color families, and I decided that I was going to do that with the rest of them, because when I'm looking for a green, it is nice to just be able to pull that bag of green out and sort through them and say, I like this one, I like that one, to choose your colors. Now, I do not like week's dyed works. I do not like that thread. And I have a drawer full of it, and I can't tell you why I don't like it. I think one of the things is so many of their colors are wildly variegated, like from pink to green, or brown to pink. I guess I understand that a little bit more, but I don't know. I'm not keen on the weeks at all. I will keep them and I will use them, but I'm not going to buy any more of them. I'll just probably, when I die, I'll still have them all. But anyways, that's what I did. Reds and pinks, blues, browns, orange, varied, then yellow to golds, neutrals, greens, and blacks and grays. Now this might not work for you because not everyone likes to or feels comfortable with changing colors. Not that I have a great sense of color, but because I don't have an artist's eye for color, but I know what I like and I know what I'm looking for, and so this is gonna, this way of suiting it, you know, I've got what, maybe 9 or 10 bags of this instead of having 26 bags, you know, because there's 26 letters in the alphabet. So anyway, so I did that yesterday. I did that before the Chiefs lost the football game and after the Chiefs lost the football game. Yeah, well, what can I say? I love my Chiefs. So, you know, it's congratulations to the Bengals, and I'm happy for the football team and their fans. And I'm not envious at all. I just wish it was the Chiefs, because they really have, it's been quite a season for them. So, anyways, that's about all the stitchy kind of goodness that's been going on here. And I'm looking forward to spring. We've still got another little under 2 months of winter. And I'll tell you what, the winters are just killing me. My sinuses. And I did figure out that my nose was breaking out so badly. And it was the fluticasone that I use. And I've stopped taking it. But I do have sinus problems, and I have to be really careful, or the drainage will go down into my lungs. So poor Dr. Chris John. He wanted me to go and have a colonoscopy, and I told him no. And he said, what about poop in a box? And I said, what's poop in a box? And he says it's one of those Cologuard tests where you poop in a box and you send it back to him. I just, oh my gosh, can you imagine? Can you imagine them getting those boxes of poop? I said, yes, I will do that. But I haven't read the directions or anything, and it's in the closet there waiting. I thought I'd wait until my mom after my mom's surgery, there's less going on. So, but it was funny because I said something to Leslie about the poop in the box. And she says, I got one too. I said, my gosh, our lives run parallel to each other, which is so incredibly amazing considered she lives in the UK and I live in the middle of the United States. I mean, it is incredible. Um, what day she wasn't feeling well, and I couldn't figure out why I wasn't feeling well. I think what I was having was like empathy illness. And it's the same with her. It was dizziness. It was being dizzy because I do have a problem. I have Meniere's, and so I do have occasions where my vertigo is bad. And she is deaf in one ear, and so I don't think she has as big a problem with vertigo as I do. But she said the room was just spinning, and I said, that's crazy because I was having that problem too, but it wasn't really severe where it was the mattress clutching kind of vertigo. But there have been times where my stomach has been upset, and we'll go to Skype and we'll find out. She goes, I can't figure it out. My stomach's been upset. And it's just absolutely wild to have a best friend who you've never met in actual physical person and to be so connected with. And I feel so blessed. So blessed. But anyways, folks, we're going to keep this one under 30 minutes. How about that? I will put Mary's Sampler's links down below. And I had 3 comments, and those comments, people who commented, those went into my baggie for the in the future gift that I'm going to make somebody. I don't buy stash and give it away. I don't want to buy your views. I don't want any of that. And the only reason why I do this is so I can share my love and my joy of needlework and the Lord and love with you. And as far as something from the Bible, hold on just a moment and let's see what we can find. Hold on.